The wail sliced through the quiet like a blade. I was scouring pans in the cluttered kitchen of my parents' duplex, wrists aching from a double shift at the cafe and chasing after my 5-year-old daughter, Mia, who'd been sketching stars on scrap paper by the window. Mia was always soft-spoken, her voice barely a whisper. Silence was her shield in a house where noise drew sharp words. Then came her cry. Mommy, it stings. My face, a glass slipped from my grip, splintering on the linoleum. I sprinted to her. Mia was crumpled near the back door, tiny fingers rubbing her eyes, tears streaking pink down her cheeks. Baby, what's wrong? But she only sobbed, eyes shut tight. My sister, Lena, stood nearby, casually spinning a shimmering vial of her high-end fragrance. She kept gawking at me, Lena said, voice smooth as silk. Weirded me out, so I showed her some manners. You did what? I ripped the vial from her hand and flung it into the sink, where it cracked, spilling a cloying scent. Mia's cry sharpened, her skin splotched and raw. I soaked a rag in cold water, dabbing her face as gently as I could. From the den, my mother's cackle rang out, cold and biting. Smells like money now, doesn't she? She said, crunching popcorn. My father didn't glance up from his tablet. Kids need to learn not to stare. She'll grow up clingy otherwise. Something inside me fractured, like ice under a boot. I gathered Mia, her small frame shaking, and fled to the upstairs bathroom, slamming the lock. I rinsed her eyes with cool water, her wails fading to hiccups, then to a heavy quiet, not relief, but collapse. She curled into me on the rug, asleep. I stayed awake, staring at the peeling wallpaper, fury coiling like smoke. Dawn brought pounding on the door. Lena first, flippant, Mom says you're making a scene. She's fine. Then my mother, venomous, stop sulking and get out here. You always were too soft. No wonder Lena's got spine. I opened the door. Mia's eyes were puffy but open. I packed her stuffed bunny and jacket. You're not going anywhere, my mother snapped. You owe us for that roof, and we tolerate her. She flicked her eyes at Mia like she was a stain. My father stayed glued to his screen, mute. I walked out. No car, so I carried Mia 2 miles to a free clinic, her hand clutching mine. The nurse's face hardened. What happened to her eyes? Chemical burn. Family. The doctor prescribed medicated drops, saying she'd heal, no scarring. I spent my last $15 on the prescription. That night, we slept on a coworker's pull-out sofa in her shed, musty but safe. Mia murmured, "Will the mean lady find us?" I kissed her forehead. No, sweetheart. She's gone. But I knew she wasn't. I returned to the cafe next day, pouring tea for faces that never met mine, scrubbing counters until my nails split. Lena posted online, her perfume vials glinting under filters, captioned "New me energy." Mia grew quieter, ducked at loud footsteps, avoided mirrors. I worked harder, triples at the cafe, dog-walking gigs, late-night cleaning jobs. But I wasn't just scraping by. I was forging a plan. I didn't call the cops or CPS. My family always rallied to protect their own, and I'd been their doormat for 23 years. Instead, I erased them. Blocked Lena's messages, tell your oddball kid to quit staring. She's lucky it wasn't nail polish. Blocked my parents' numbers. I saved every cent, renting a cramped loft above a laundromat, 1 chair, 1 blanket, but ours. Mia started sketching again, heroes with glowing shields. I got her into free art therapy at a youth center. Slowly, she giggled again, called me mama instead of hiding behind her hands. I signed up for evening courses, abuse recovery, child trauma, family dynamics. Knowledge was my armor, stronger than hate. One dusk, Mia tugged my sleeve and said, "You're like a knight, mama." I smiled. "No sword, kiddo." She beamed. "You block the dragons." That night, I scrawled a promise, no one will wound her again. I'll carve our own path, 3 years on, I was a licensed youth advocate, leading workshops at the center that saved Mia. I spoke at libraries, mentored kids. Lena noticed, sending a snide email from a fake account, *nice victim act at that talk. Bet it pays well, I deleted it. Then my father appeared at the cafe, slouched at a booth. Your mom's expecting you for her birthday. I refilled his cup. Not coming. He scoffed. Still sore about that perfume stunt? Ask Mia how it burned. His eyes flickered, then hardened. Think you're above us now? I know I am, I said, turning away. Lena's online empire began to crumble. Old tweets surfaced, her mocking Mia's freaky eyes, joking about taming her. Not my work, but allies shared discreetly. Her brand deals vanished, her fans turned. She posted a sobbing video. People are too fragile now. Comments tore her apart. You burned a kid's face. Disgusting. Then the estate fight. My great-aunt, long distant, had found me before passing. You're a fighter, like I was, she'd said. She left her cottage and savings to Mia. At the will reading, my mother shrieked, "To that girl?" The executor replied, "That girl now owns your home." They pushed back. Lena filed to control Mia's inheritance, calling me unhinged, a leech exploiting my child. They thought I'd break. They didn't know I'd been building. In court, I brought Mia's counselor, a mentor, a librarian. They spoke of Mia's growth, my sleepless nights volunteering, my work lifting others. Lena stood, all polish, and cooed, "This is about Mia, not old grudges." The judge's voice cut through, "This is about a child's safety, Ms. Hayes." The ruling held, Mia's inheritance stayed in trust, Mia's guardian. A no-contact order barred my family. As we left, my mother grabbed me. "You're destroying us." I stepped back. "You destroyed yourselves when you laughed at her tears." Mia bloomed. We moved to a cozy flat with a skylight. She took dance classes, made friends, drew comics about heroes who outsmarted shadows. One villain, a woman who threw burning mist, simply vanished. She wasn't stopped, Mia said. She was ignored. That was the triumph. Not the cottage, not the savings, but a world where they didn't matter. Where Mia danced without fear, where I didn't brace for betrayal. We built a life that shone, and they faded into nothing.